The Science Weekly, an industry pundit podcast about the tech and innovation of the 21st century. An open discussion between industry experts to uncover how emerging technologies can help solve current societal issues.
Today at the Science Podcast, we have with us Stella and Kyriaki from the Science Thinker Makerspace. Girls, welcome. Please introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about what you do at the Makerspace.
Hello, Maria. Thank you for inviting us here today. It's a pleasure to be here with you. My name is Stella. I'm the Design Desk Officer at Thinker Makerspace. My background is in architecture and industrial design. This is Kyriaki.
Hello, again, thank you for the invitation. We're very happy to be here. I'm Kyriaki. I'm the Media Desk Administrator at Science Thinker Makerspace. And we're here to represent our team, so thank you very much.
It's always a pleasure to have you guys. I had the pleasure of working closely with you because of the Makerspace being really close to my office. So the first question is going to be for Kyriaki. Kyriaki, the term Makerspace has for the past few years been used to describe quite a vague aspect of things. How would you describe to someone wondering what the Science Thinker Makerspace is? What would you reply to them?
Okay, so to begin with, Fab Labs, Makerspaces, Tinker Spaces, or any sort of space that falls under this category is usually a space that offers tools and machineries to its members. So similarly to that, the Science Thinker Makerspace is a space that offers access to designers, artists, professionals from the cultural and creative industries, researchers, and we welcome them to come to our space to develop their ideas using digital fabrication and rapid prototyping techniques. We have 4 spaces. So the first one is the main workshop, the media desk, the design desk, and the electronics mechatronics area. I could say that being part of the Science Center of Excellence, you could say that this is our advantage. Because we are part of the research center, we collaborate with the researchers, we have the possibility to support researchers in their research and to promote R&D development for professionals from cultural and creative industries.
That's great. Stella, Kyriaki mentioned that you've got 4 spaces. Can you please tell us a little bit more about each space and what exactly someone can find there?
Yeah, sure. So, as Kyriaki said, we have 4 main areas. We have the main workshop, which is basically the area where you can find our laser cutters, 3D printers, and it's basically for rapid prototyping and digital fabrication. There you can find our technician, Marios Charalambous, who is always there, happy to support you and help you and guide you with the machines and help explain how you can use them. We also have the media desk, which is where you can find Kyriaki and Maria, who is our graphic designer, and our intern George, who is the video editor. The media desk is a space where people can experiment with sound and image. So we have a lot of cameras, 360 cameras, drones. We have a studio where people can take photos of the products that they have produced in the workshops. But we also have a 3D scanner. So this is something also that people can use to experiment and how they can transfer a physical product into a digital environment. We also have the workshop, the traditional fabrication workshop, which is for processing wood and metal. And in this workshop, we also have electronics, and it's where people can experiment with electronic components and create their own circuits. And this is where we have our technicians, Stratis and Alex, who are pros at this field. And lastly, we have the exhibition space, which is where you can find me. And it's where we exhibit the work that has been produced in the other areas. So Usually is where we exhibit the work from our artists in residency, of our members, or any other kind of exhibition that is being held at the moment. And that's it pretty much.
Sounds like a one-stop shop. I think you've already covered me, but if someone would ask, how can one use the facilities? But you kind of covered based on the machinery, but is there anything else that we should know?
Well, there are several ways we engage people. The most common way is through our membership scheme. So if someone wishes to come in and use the facilities, the tools or the machinery, they simply go on our website, they register themselves as members, and then they have access to the members portal. From there they can book the equipment they want to use, and they just come at the slot they booked and they use the facilities. What is important to say is that membership is currently free. There is only a small charge for the materials and the consumables. So I think this is very important for anyone who wants to come and use the facilities. Another way we engage people is our internship program. We have a year-round internship program that is targeting early careers or recent graduates. And we feel very lucky because we already engaged 4 different interns from different backgrounds, and they bring a lot of value to the team. We treat them as part of our team, and what is the key here is that we also give them space to develop their personal projects. And some of them, they have already completed their internship with us, and we see them excelling in their careers and growing in their fields. So this is very fulfilling. I don't know, any other ways, Stella?
So it's important here to add, I believe, that we invite everyone to come to our space, and we host a lot of talk and workshops throughout the year, at least once a month. So what are the talks and workshops? At the workshops, people can come to our space and learn something new, depending on the theme of the workshop. So everyone is invited. You don't necessarily have to be a member to do that. And for the talks, we invite people from the local community and abroad to come and share their skills or their knowledge about a specific subject, which can then spread around the community of the people who have participated. All our talks are hybrid as well, so those who cannot participate physically to the talks can watch them online. And it's also important to mention here our Artists in Residency program, which invites artists from all around the world to come to our space and use the facilities for a period starting from 2 weeks to 6 months. So it's a paid program, and the reason why we are hosting this is because we want to help artists find an environment where they can experiment and express themselves freely without the stress of the income, of an unstable income that is usually something very common in the artistic community. So yes, we create this safe environment where they can experiment, they can use the equipment, but they can also take advantage of the people around them, so the technicians, the members of the team, but as well as the members that are there, so creating new networks and new connections with the people that are there. And we are very happy to see that a lot of our artists have developed very interesting work, and this has helped them develop their careers and start something new through this program. I think that's, yes?
I think I can speak for a lot of people that what the Thinker Makerspace is doing for the community, the specific community, it's first of all deserves congratulations. And well, we keep seeing the space growing and inviting more and more people. Now, you've mentioned that you also host artists from all over the world. Let's say I just became a member. How does it work? Do I just come in and I go like, hi guys, I have an idea. Can you do it for me? Or can you help me? How does that work?
Well, actually, more or less, that's the way. So you become a member, as Kyriaki said before, and you can use any of the facilities. You can book the equipment. What is important to mention here is that us, so the members of the team, are there to support the members. They're not there to do the work for them. So because there is a small misunderstanding there. For example, if you're a person that wants to experiment with 3D scanning and it's something completely new for you and you have never used one before, Kyriaki can guide you. She can give you a few instructions about how you can use it, but then it's on the members' side to experiment with it, to learn how to use it in their own time, and then it's there for them, and then they can use it as in any way that they want. Or for example, in the workshop area, if you don't know how to make a 3D model, we will not make it for you. But we can guide you, we can tell you, okay, you can use this software, maybe show a few basic things, but then it's on the members, again, side to learn how to use the 3D software, but they don't necessarily have to, for example, learn how to use the 3D printer, because we have our technicians there who will send the file to the 3D printer. So it's a kind of a thin line where it stops, where our role stops, and where the members' role starts.
I think, though, whoever is becoming a member, they're quite encouraged by themselves to, they want to pretty much get hands-on themselves, no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as I said in the beginning, the term makerspace, it's quite new, especially for Cyprus. Because you guys, you're kind of leading as well the whole concept. What kind of challenges did you see so far in that aspect? And what would you say to someone that maybe not for a specific space, but is introducing a new concept in the local community?
Well, I think the most important challenge that needs to overcome someone who is putting together such initiative is the budget. So it's very important for someone to secure the resources that they need for these type of initiatives. So they need to calculate their expenses, their costs as realistically as possible. And then from there, they will be able to search for funds or find ways for their income. In our case, we are very lucky because we are co-funded by the European Structural Investment Fund allocated to the Nicosia municipality. So we have somehow secured part of our running operations, but at the same time, it's very important to keep having that in mind. Another challenge that I can think of is the people that make the team. So in our case, we're 7 people already, and plus our interns. And I cannot express how important this is because we all come from different backgrounds. It's a multidisciplinary group. And we all bring different skill sets, know-how, expertise, but we all work together very nicely. So the people you have in the team is very, very important. Stella, any other challenge?
I believe that it's also important, what was also important in the development of Thinker Makerspace is being innovative and responding to the needs of your current environment, in our case, Cyprus. So that's why we invite also people from other countries and professionals to come and share their knowledge with the local community. And we always try to find ways to combine digital fabrication with something probably that has never been done before. So exploring new ways of making and sharing knowledge. And I believe this is something that is also reflected on the name of the space, Thinker Maker. The reason why we have this name is because we believe that it's equally important to think before you make. There's always a process behind having a physical outcome. That's why we encourage people, and that's what we want to promote through the workshops and through the talks, that you need to have some kind of knowledge to think and be critical about any physical outcome. It's not just crafting, making things for no reason. There needs to have a purpose.
And if I can add, also sustainability is very important. So when you start something like this, you always need to have a sustainability model or mechanism in place. This is something that we are still working, and it's something that we need to keep working around. But yes, I mean, this is one of the major challenges that any sort of startup, organization, or makerspace has to face.
Very well. I think it was quite clear and enlightening. Can you highlight for us some or any of the projects that the Thinker Makerspace is currently or has already completed that you think would be important for the people to know?
Sure. So we're very happy to be part of the Beehive project. This is an idea born from Nicholas Naiden and is currently in place in collaboration with two emerging groups. That's the Lear and the Superworld. So our role as TMS, as Thinker Makerspace, is the fact that we need to develop some smart beehives and to help the researchers to collect data in studying the bee, the threats that the bee might have, the temperature around the bee, so factors that in generally affect the environment of the bee. Also, we're very proud of the WIP, Work in Progress Showcase. This is an initiative that we put together last year, and we're going to repeat this year in November. So WIP basically is an initiative that brings together arts and technologies. So we had a collaboration with universities in Cyprus, but abroad as well, a collaboration with the French embassy, and we put together basically a nice festival in the end. It ended up to be a wonderful festival and a networking space for people who were coming in. So this year we're going to collaborate with more embassies and more universities. So if anyone would like to be part of this thing, please go on our website, see the details there, and feel free to submit your idea.
That's great. I'm afraid that's all the time we have for today. I just wanted to add up on what Stella was explaining about the name. Marios Konstantinidis, the Thinker Makerspace manager, I actually had the pleasure of working in the really early stages before the team was formed. And I was with him and I just remembered that he had explained it's a place where people become from a thinker to a maker. So, girls, any last words before we close?
Well, first of all, I would like to highlight that we're here for professionals from the cultural and creative industries, and it's very important for us to showcase how important creative people and creative industries are for Cyprus, and not only. And the fact that we gave this space to the people who have no budget maybe to develop their ideas. So yes, we're very happy that we're part of this initiative, we're part of this team, and yeah, I mean, that's it basically.
Yes, I think it's very satisfying for us to see that people who visit our space, whether these are members or artists in residency, we can see them growing after they leave the space. They develop new projects, which are, some of them are actually under development for the market, or artists that are starting their career after a project that they developed there in our space. And this is something that makes us very happy. And what I would also like to add is that we have an amazing team. And I believe that this is something that is also, that also helps all these new ideas to grow, because we also feel like we belong to a family, let's say. And our members and artists are can get this feeling when they visit our space. So yeah, and we are very happy about our team. I wanted to say that, and we're happy to see it grow, and also our members and our artists as well.
We look forward to seeing you grow as well and join the journey. Thank you so much for being with us today. It was a pleasure having you.
For us also.
Maria.
Thank you.
This podcast is brought to you by Science, former RISE, the Research Centre of Excellence in Cyprus, focusing on interactive media, smart systems, and emerging technologies. For more information, please check our website on science.org.cy.